Hello everyone. In this section we are going to see how to make your images flexible according to different devices, display devices. So when the images are not flexible, when they don't have the fluid image property, then it will tend to break the web pages. Okay, so it may break the page layout. So when we are working on responsive web design, we have to first make the image, we have to bring in the fluid property to the images so that it will not break the layout that we are trying to build for the responsiveness. So how can we make an image flexible? So for that, first step is we have to remove the height and width attribute that is there with the image tag. And then instead of the width attribute, we have to specify max width CSS property with the value 100%. So that means if the image is less than the given width, then that means with less than the container element width, then it will take the actual dimension of the image which is there already. If the width of the image is greater than the width of the container, then the image will get resized by the browser to fit in the container. So that will happen when you specify max width 100%. And also to change the width of the image according to the, to change the height of the image according to the width, adjusted width, we have to set height auto. So this auto value will calculate the height according to the width and display the image accordingly. And then in addition to that, we can also use the background size property. Mostly cover will work, and then font size, line height and padding, all those things we can get into the relative units, that is percentage, so that all those properties will get along according to the change that we have given. So to review, when you need to make an image, a flexible image, this is what you have to code in the image tag. So IMG, the selector, max width is 100% and height is auto. So this two line of code will make your image a flexible image so that it will not break the layout. So there are other ways we can use to bring in the responsiveness. So one way is the easy to handle is the picture. Picture is very handy element which is really useful to bring in the flexibility in the images. The picture tag is it's actually a container element. So picture is the parent element which has the opening picture tag and closing, ends with the ending picture tag. And this parent container element have two child elements, source element and then IMG, image element. So a picture tag, picture element can have more than one source element and then one image element. Okay, so the image element is for default display and the source element will hold more images according to different display devices. So it could have more than one source element and one image element. So source is a self-container tag, so that means there is no ending tag for the source element. And also image element is also self-container element, that we know. Okay, so source element will be chosen by the browser. Okay, so in the source element you will specify different images for different display sizes. So you will specify that thing inside the source and the browser will find out the display size and it will pick particular source element according to the display size. So it may be hard to visualize. So let us look at the code on how it works. So you can see this picture is the parent element. You can see that here. It's the container, parent container, and it can have multiple source element and one image. So multiple source tag and one image tag. All tags of the picture, all child tags of the picture or self-contained tags. You can look at this code. Source is the tag which can have these attributes. So normally it can have three attributes: media, src set, and then size. So let's look at the media attribute. Here we are specifying the size, the minimum width, okay, and max width or min width. So what is the size that we are aiming for to display this particular image? And this is the default size, default image. So let's try it and see how it works. So you can see the source tag, when it is 650 pixel, pink flowers, and 465 white flower, and then when it is by default orange flower. So you can see by default it is orange flower, and then when I bring it to 465 pixel of width, you can see minimum width 465, it displays the white flower, and when it is 650 pixel, then it will bring the pink flower. Okay, so this is how we can use the picture element with source and image to display multiple images according to the size of the display device. So that is the use of picture element. So I have explained the source attribute as well. So I explained the source attribute, which can have src attribute, src set attribute, and then so src set attribute, media attribute, and sizes attribute. So src set attribute, let's look at the code once again. So src set attribute will hold the actual file, and then media attribute will specify the display, and then also you can have the size attribute to specify what is the actual size. You can even use the viewport. So for viewport size by specifying VW. Okay, but these two attributes are optional. Media and sizes are optional, but src set attribute should be there to specify what image that we want to display. Okay, mostly we will use src set attribute and media attribute. In media, you will specify what is the size that we want to use and what is the image for that particular size that we want to display. Okay, and this one is the last one. Image tag will have the default image. Okay, so for any size, default image will be given in the image tag. Okay, so the next thing, responsive image element attribute. So the responsive image element is the same image tag. In this image tag, you can use the attribute sizes and src set. So the sizes you can specify instead of the browser how much viewport should be used to display. That means if it is 100 viewport, means 100% of the viewport will be used for the display. src set, in the picture source tag, the src set attribute holds the actual image file. Here also in the responsive image tag, we will use src set attribute to specify the image, actual image, and then with that immediately we will specify what is the width. So we will specify the width simply by 100. What is this width? 1200 width means you want to pick large image, and it is 800 width means medium image, and if it is 3200 width means it is small image. Like that we can specify different images. When it is 100 viewport, then we will go for the default image. Okay, so this is how you can without using the picture tag, you can simply use the image tag and bring in the responsiveness using this src set attribute. Okay, so that's about flexible images. So you can do it in 3 ways. The simple way is just using this code, max width, height. So that will make any image flexible. Or you can go for the picture tag by using source and image tags. You can specify different images for different display devices, or simply you can go with the responsive image tag where you can use the src set attribute to display different images for different viewports. Okay, see you in the next section. Thank you.